Is it on my phone?
God gave it to me.
It's my phone.
God gave it to me. God gave it to me. Oh my God, America! She's got a knife! Ove! Help! Terrorist! Anti-Semite! I was in the shop getting my bagels, just using my phone, and this Palestinian terrorist, 3 times my size, wielding a knife, came out of nowhere, broke my arm, tried to take the phone that God gave to me.
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! I'm slowly becoming the Unabomber with it. Protecting the eyes. Yeah. Got the Epstein hoodie. It is now day 41 since Congress ordered them to release the files. They released about 1% of the files, and in that, they had heavy redactions. 41 days. While they got you arguing about ICE, invasion of Greenland, whatever other theater they're pushing. 41 days protecting billionaire pedophiles, that it could crumble the entire parasite class. But they don't want you talking about it. And I think Trump is gunning to get the Democrats to shut the government down over the budget for ICE and DHS. Because with the government shut down, it relieves all the pressure off these people. They can get one of these at antineocon.com or let's see, right there, antineocon.com. You can follow me on X. I'm also on Upscrolled. On Upscrolled, my name is Ryan Dawson. I finally got my name because it was already taken on X. Yep. And we got free movie here. Now I got some stuff from Larry C. Johnson, Dr. Shiva, and Scott Ritter. Everything's on ryandawson.org, except for Ritter. That's uploading right after this video ends. Some clips are up already, but Larry Johnson's on there. Dr. Shiva's on there. Scott Ritter's about to be on there. We got Daniel McAdams coming later. This is a good week of guests, gotta say. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
So Texas and Florida combined have 1.4 million more illegal immigrants. So all you red magatards out there,
he's doing the math here on illegal immigrants to Florida, Texas, and California. Right? 2 red, 1 blue, giant states. Millions of illegals. And he's hypothesizing that they're not ever serious about getting rid of illegal aliens because the billionaire class benefits so much from the extorted labor that they're not going to let it go. And you can see already Trump in Minneapolis, he's saying, oh, well, if they have a job, they don't get deported. If they work in agriculture or hotels, whatever, they don't get deported. So if it's cheap labor, fine. It's just the really bad ones living on the dole and not doing anything, they can get to step in. But it's not going to happen. It's political theater. Here's back to Dr. Shiva.
So-called red states, Ron DeSantis or whoever the guys in Texas, why do they have 3.7 million illegal immigrants still? Okay. And the secret is behind the scenes. And by the way, California has close to 200 billionaires. And Texas and Florida combined have 200 billionaires. In fact, I think California has 199. Texas and Florida have 200 billionaires. So combined, they have close to 399 billionaires, which is about 60% of all the US billionaires, okay, in the United States. So you have the billionaire class, which is in 2 states, which have 6 million illegal immigrants. Again, I want the red and white to listen to this. And when I started posting the last 72 hours, all the MAGA fuckheads started attacking. Oh, we don't know what's happened to you, Dr. Shiva. You used to be supporting us. Well, I don't support us, which means left or right. I support the truth. So the thesis is, so behind the scenes, the richest people in all these states are getting richer because of the same group of people, undocumented workers, quote unquote, illegal immigrants. And the thesis is the border crisis isn't a problem for billionaires. Please understand this. The wealthy billionaires, from Trump to Bloomberg to whoever it is, to Zuckerberg, it's a business model, including Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos.
The problem is the one.
That full Dr. Shiva interview is on his Twitter. It's on my Substack with some comments, links to his website, truthfreedomhealth.com. Go check that out. Here's Larry Johnson. I asked him, I know the ratio or whatever is wrong, whatever, but I asked him what it would entail, because Colonel Wilkerson was saying you would need 3 carriers so you could do round the clock strikes. However, those bases, like in Qatar and so on, for example, kind of act like a land carrier where you can launch from there. And Larry Johnson is responding to, oh, the bases are very vulnerable. The ones that are, just across the Strait of Hormuz, they're sitting ducks. And listen, he was consistently right on Ukraine, like right when that war started. He's like, no, this is not going to be over early, but eventually Ukraine's going to run out of personnel. They'll get support from NATO. The writing's on the wall. They don't have enough people. You can get the money, you can get the guns, but you can't replace personnel. And right now, it's basically drones with whatever humans they have left, because Russia's wiping them out. But here he is talking about how vulnerable they are to a strike from Iran.
Ones that are in the Persian Gulf, they're going to be if the United States launches an attack against Iran, those bases are going to be targeted and destroyed. Iran has the ability to target and destroy them, and I don't care how many air defense systems we put there. What the Iranians, they've perfected the tactic of flooding the zone with drones, with low-cost missiles that force. The Patriot systems are not smart systems. They don't have the ability to distinguish and determine what's inbound and classify it as though that's not really a serious threat. It shows up, they launch. You're going to launch 2 Patriot missiles, 2 to 4 against a single target. Well, they don't have an unlimited supply of missiles. They just simply don't, and they've used up a lot of them in Ukraine over the last 3 years, 4 years now. And even if Lockheed Martin is burning, 24/7, they only make, it used to be 550 a year. Now it's like 700. Okay. Do the math. Just divide 700 by 2. All you need is 350 missiles, and boom, you've exhausted a year's supply of what they can make.
They'll run out in days, maybe a day. They don't have enough interceptors, and neither does Israel. The whole Larry Johnson interview is on Substack. That's ryandawson.org. You can go there. There'll be a little window that pop up, says, do you want to sign up? Blah, blah, blah. You can hit free if you just want to ignore that, or do the $6 a month, or you can sign up for a whole year, or you can just X out of it, whatever. Because I have free previews on everything. But if you sign up, you're going to get Dr. Shiva and Larry Johnson and Scott Ritter and Dan McAdams and whoever I do after that. Consider doing it. And cheap plug. You got to get some Boycott Israel coffee. End all aid to Israel on one side, Boycott Israel on the other. It's pretty good coffee. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's the premium best. Like, I don't know. I don't drink coffee that much. People said it's good. I think it's more to have the package sitting on your shelf, though. Like, it's fun. That's at antineocon.com. But ryandawson.org has all the interviews. I talked to Ritter not sure. I think this clip is on. Well, let's just play it.
So this is a concerted effort to generate the.
Oh, this is like the reaction to the protests, and he had a hypothesis on why this was done, because a lot of people thought, okay, they sent in agent provocateurs and they got caught early before the U.S. is in place. You're supposed to cause disruption from within and strike them at the same time while everything's in disarray. But he has a different theory. He doesn't think they used all of them. He thinks they used a portion of them, kind of like the light up the grid type of situation. So let's hear from Ritter.
Public perception, to win over the public for the need for intervention in Iran. That's an important thing, because this is psychological warfare, mental warfare against the American people, against the West, to create a desire for intervention, the necessity of intervention. And you just see them all falling into the script and doing this. So that was the purpose of this. But I believe there's another purpose, because what happened was Trump made that pretend move to bomb Iran. If you remember, that we're moving in, we're going to go in, space, all that, and suddenly it stopped, and we're not doing that anymore. And at the time, I said, "There's no way he can attack, because we're just this would be literal suicide to attack Iran right now, because we can't defend ourselves. Israel's defenseless," and they pulled it back. So I spent a lot of time reflecting on things, because now it looks like Donald Trump is getting ready to actually pull the trigger. And then I have to go back to first principles. So it says, if you pull the trigger, that means you think you can eliminate the regime. And yet, having built this up for so long, the idea of the Ayatollah and everybody else just hanging out in their home going, let's go ahead and bomb us. I think they've scattered
twice. Like, they already had their surprise attack. And
yeah,
they must have burned some assets then, not all, but that's not going to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's the model here. So I have to ask myself, what is the model? And this is what I believe has happened, because I've worked with these people before. I mean, I used to
doing some tree shaking.
Shaking the tree is exactly what it is. So what I think happened is they burned the agitators. I mean, they burned them big. I mean, it's, the Iranians are like, what's going to kill you is when we get your cell phone and we find that you have videotaped your own confession and sent it to your controller to get pay, because that's what it was all about, is to, okay, I have hacked this person to death. This person is hacked to death. Send it to your controller, and then cryptocurrency appears in your account. And the Iranians are like, you guys are literally giving us confessions. So you will be hung by the neck until dead. This is, and I'm like, well, why would you do this? Because that's not how covert communication normally works. I think that these people were patsies. They were set up by the Israelis, by the CIA. They were sacrificed. Their job was to create acts of violence that the Iranians could detect. This was done on purpose so that Iran could detect it. And here's the important part.
I'll figure out where they're. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And now so what I'm just putting my CIA hat on, which I never really owned, but I would sit next to the guys who did own them. There is no doubt, if you're going to do this, because I've done this, when you shake the tree, you build.
Oh, don't you want to know what he said? Go to RyanDawson.org, find out. It's a really interesting hypothesis, what he was getting at, and lays out kind of the best and worst for Iran. Because we could, you can't predict. What you can know is Trump he'll grab his ankles for Israel. He's gaffy. They got him so compromised. He's not his own man. I mean, they nearly shot his head off. Anyway, he's laid out what will happen in Iran. A lot of people have focused on the air war and the missile exchange, but more on the ground and the MEK units and Azerbaijanis and all the, how it could really hit the fan. what countermeasures could be in place. It's a very interesting conversation. We got a lot of stories too that Ritter gave me. A mafia story in New York with the mob, some old CIA stories, and some good ones. It's a good conversation. These are all interesting people. He got debanked recently. You know, it's a matrix attack, or for lack of better, for the youngins. That's what we say, the system. That younger people say the matrix because of the movie, but they matrix attacked Ritter bad. We went over his case a little bit. It was like an hour and almost 2-hour interview. So RyanDawson.org. You can watch that there. I'm giving a copy to Scott. So if you're already a subscriber to Scott Ritter, you don't have to subscribe to me. You can just watch it on his channel. It'll be up there eventually. But it's only $6 a month. A month, not a day. Like in a month. That's like an energy drink and a sandwich. Not even. Right? So, yeah, just do it. RyanDawson.org. It's just, okay, fine. Sign up. You get the whole month. You get all these interviews. We got Dan McAdams coming up next. Ritter, Johnson, Shiva already there. And I'll have some solo ones too. The clips will be on X, Rumble, Odyssey. I got to tell everybody about Upscrolled. It's the #1 app right now. It's kind of like Twitter, but it's an alternative. If you live in America and TikTok is now Zom, you can't say Epstein, you can't say Zionist. They consider that hate speech. Then get on Upscrolled. If you're in Asia, like me, then it's still the Asian TikTok. It's not the Larry Edelson or Zog yet. But yeah, I think America and Canada and some of Europe, they're all on the same servers. So your TikTok is dead. People are being deleted for opposing genocide. Like we all knew this had nothing to do with the Chinese. It was because a bunch of rabid Jewish supremacists wanted to censor speech so that they can murder people. It's straight up. They're evil. They are. It's just, there's no way around that. Here's where you get your coffee. I know I'm marketing a lot today, but here's where you get your Boycott Israel coffee or this Epstein hoodie, this hat. Don't have the shades. The map, man, that 9/11 map is 3 feet long. You want to scare your neighbors? Just post that across the wall next to an Epstein map and a NUMEC map. I have the small NUMEC, the green one. You can get the bigger one. It has like 60 names on it. It's just as big as that white one, really. But that one's a beast. And that's with them right next to each other. It's the only, like, that could have been like a mural on the wall. Film is free. RyanDawson.org. There it is. I'm trouble seeing. That's where you can get all the interviews. Where you can watch the 9/11 movie for free. Calendars finally went out, so you'll be arriving in your mailbox, at least if you live in America. And for no reason, I'm going to be gratuitous. Go to RyanDawson.org. Sign up. Take for $6.50 a month. For a year. No one's listening to me right now, are you? All right.